Hey Banban fans, you've probably seen this monster and the screenshots of the supposedly 5th chapter of Garten of Banban, and these very screens are absolutely real. Garten of Banban 5 actually exists. You can find it on Steam, and make sure that the chapter 5 is actually being developed by the Euphoric brothers. Nobody knows exactly what's gonna happen, but many people ask questions. What if we play for a child here? That's the theory of my subscribers, and here's a potential proof of that. Surprisingly, the developers thought out many things in advance. I believe it's not a coincidence. Remember the weird Stinger Flynn streams that I couldn't make sense of? In the car and in the woods. Oh hi, you're up again. Were we asleep? And now picture that we are a child. So yeah, there's a child sitting in the car. And also on the log, around the campfire. Nab didn't eat the broccoli and gave it to us, which is so weird. The monsters don't touch us, they're trying to help. Does it sound like the truth? If you know the story and the monster's nature, it does seem true. Maybe that's the case. In these weird dreams, it's mostly Banban talking to us. He doesn't address us as we are a parent or anything, and doesn't talk about the child. In fact, the lines are a little weird. They say a couple of words to us, but mostly the monsters talk to each other. Reminds of the adults talk, don't you think? Little attention to the kids, and they have their own complex and obscure problems. The only thing that remains unclear is what the desert has to do with it, and the woods. In the second dream, when the Choo Choo Charles shows up, the collaboration of developers comes to mind. That's how it probably happened. But Stinger Flynn mentioned the word ecosystem when it was saying that it could be anything in there, meaning this entire place with the woods and its inhabitants. We got into a certain place and we're trying to get out of here, like in the back rooms. The monsters, facing more and more trouble, walk towards each other. You remember Nab sharing his food with us? That's very unlike him. He's actually eaten most of the stuff of the kindergarten. This is a very weird situation for them to be in. But anyway, we still don't know his attitude towards children. Maybe he doesn't eat children. They're not ripe yet. And in this scene, the terrifying and twisted spider indeed shows some sort of kindness by giving us the remaining broccoli. Obviously, if Nab just ate us, he'd lose any chance of surviving in this obscure place. Well, if they made the collaboration with the Choo Choo Charles, then why not add backrooms to the game? And how we got there with the monsters, or more precisely the child got there, to be explained in the chapter 5. We made it out of there in the end. And yeah, Stinger Flynn is small in those dreams, so there are two possible options. Either it's the past, before we got to the lower floors, or it's the future, which is yet to happen. Of course, that sounds like horseshit, but how else can I explain the woods and the desert? Alright then, it's not another reality, so what is it? Children often imagine things, and if all this was some sort of flashbacks mixed with fantasies, you'd believe that it was children's memories. Besides, Stinger Flynn is often seen in children's letters and is also present in every dream. There is a theory that in the chapter 5 we see some kind of distorted child's memories, and these dreams are also distorted memories. Whether they belong to our child or not, it's hard to say, because our child seemed to be trying to fight a pillar bird according to the first letter. But here we see some kind of completely different monster. The fact that the chapter 5 will be about a separate protagonist may confirm the sequence of the game's releases. Point is that the chapter 6 will be released before the 5th one. There's a hint of this in the Roblox game Garten of Banban roleplay, which means that in the 6th chapter we will save the kingdom by returning the scepter to the queen, and then something inconceivable is going to happen. Then the 5th chapter will come out, and the events of this chapter will take place in a totally different time, but they will help to reveal what's happening in the 6th chapter. So yeah, my theory is that there should be some kind of sudden plot twist that could seem like a desperate situation. Then chapter 5 will help to answer the questions that came up and reassure the community. This is why the game will have the same locations, but we'll definitely notice some more details, or maybe we'll be hiding from this mysterious monster. And the only way to escape would be to go down to the bottom. And do we play for another parent or for a child after all? What do you think? This has been Back2 Swirl. Check out the last video about the 5th chapter, where I put forward a theory why the developers do not refer to it in the chapter 4. See you in the next video. Did you know that you can fly in Joyville? This monster's name is Wooly Bully. The orange worm